You guys, I am on the top of my division right now, about to become legendary ranking. I know that doesn't like it, whatever that means, but you know, um, the important part is that I'm having something to like keep me motivated, right? So right now I have 591. Uh-oh, Amar Padola is rising up, so we gotta play some more rapid tournaments, 10-minute games. I think 10 minutes is like a perfect time control. If I'm going to be completely honest, I think 10-minute, as far as like just as long as you do the game reviews after, you got to do the game reviews. 10 minutes is not that much time, but I think it's enough that you can not completely blunder within the first 20 moves. And once you get there, I feel like you'll have enough time to kind of like play the middle game. And as long as your end game is solid, which mine is not perfect, obviously, you know, even the world #1 players are not perfect at end game. But I do think that I do think that having like 10-minute games and then doing the game reviews, you can play a lot more games and you can fix a lot more small problems. The bigger problems can only be solved by playing like classical over the board games and then analyzing those really deeply. But being able to just pick up my tablet and just play some 10-minute games at any time and then do a game review to see like, okay, did I miss any opportunities? And most likely that's like the real reason that I should be aiming for, because like mistakes and blunders obviously are going to happen, but I should be avoiding blunders. So obviously it's going to like, obviously the best thing to do would be to sit down for like 45 minutes and go through the game move by move without a computer and then go through and find the game review. But it's better to take the path of least resistance, because if I can just have my tablet here and then play a 10-minute game and then do a game review and then play another 10-minute game and do a game review and you know, and just like keep doing that throughout the day, like a couple times a day, and you know, like over time that adds up so much more than like, oh god, I have to devote I have to play a 4-hour classical game and then I have to rest, and then and you know, maybe do a post-mortem quickly afterwards, and then I have to do like a 2-hour study session on that one game. Like, yeah, like obviously that's the best, but if you want to be improving daily, like having that path of least resistance is going to help me the most, I think. And then of course doing puzzles daily. I like doing Puzzle Rush survival mode. I don't think doing timed puzzles is really helpful unless you're already like, I would say I wouldn't do like starting to like things like Puzzle Rush, like actually do like Puzzle Battle or Puzzle Rush until I'm like past like 2200 probably, like over the board. So that's like as soon as, so then I could practice seeing things quickly, which being able to see things quicker is going to give me more time to calculate more strategic plans over the board, because you have to use your time wisely. But that's not something I need to be worrying about. I need to be playing 10-minute games, game reviews, doing like Puzzle Rush Survivor, just doing as much puzzles until I usually get around 25 lately. But I know I can get to 30 or 40. I know I can get to 30 or 40 if I really just put like 100% into it. But that happens over time. Consistency is what matters. And so that's why we're going to be playing some 10-minute games today. Join cause yes, Swiss. Well, there's no 10-minute games right now. Oh, there's the Rapid Arena. Okay, yeah. Yeah, so we just join. We say nice to meet you in the chat. Nice to meet you, period. And then we join. And I'll try to focus. I am #1 right now in my division. However, I need to not become complacent. I've been playing E4 lately. very solid first move. I used to play d4 a lot, but I think I just like this gives me a variety of openings. I like playing the Vienna. And if the Berlin comes in, which it did, there's a couple lines of development. I do want to eventually get into this line, but I think lately I've just been trying to just get the bishop developed like it's a Joko piano, which it kind of is now. Then I get the knight developed here, preparing for the f4 push. That's like the one that I really kind of my bread and butter lately. Now I could castle and I will, but I need to get out of the pin. So I do lose a little bit of time with that. And I think this knight is not really, it is making a, I do need to prepare for b4 eventually, but I think just preventing any kind of attacks, because the queen eventually needs to be over on the king side. So getting away from c2. Okay, attacking f2 right away. So I think this probably is like one of the main ideas here for black. So I have not really learned how to deal with this just yet. So I need to kind of work with it right now. I'm thinking like the queen, because if I just move away, yeah, that's not really good for black anyway. Temporarily put the queen on e1, because I need to take a little bit of time to develop my plan. Okay, here we go. And this is better for me. I was not thinking black would do that. Now I'm threatening checkmate after this. Or I just win. Okay, yeah. And of course, castles. Pawn is pinned. The rook is stuck defending. So this is why I think it's better for me. Now, you know, that plan is over and I've already opened up the file. So that took care of the eventual plan of f4 to begin with was to open up this file. But then black doesn't allow that. So like that's the whole pressure of this opening. So now black just did my work for me. And so I'm just going to like slowly get that into play. No real ideas. I mean, the bishop can come out, but everything's defended. Queen can come in and threaten, and then you can make this threat. Okay, threatening the bishop. This is the major threat, is once the queen comes over to h5, then the bishop will come into h3 and threaten and make that pin. But the queen is defending, so long term I don't need to worry about that. I think keeping the bishop on that diagonal is important. Trading it off would get rid of this entire pressure. So I think going back to a2, keep that pressure, and also keep that mate threat. That rook is stuck there until I mean, this is probably the only idea here, is kind of force a trade, but then I have to move my queen if I take. So I think allowing the trade to happen here. Yeah, okay, so that's allowing the trade to happen here, but then my rook is a little bit messed up. I think I could just attack the knight here. Knight comes back. I could keep putting pressure on the knight. And if you come in, knight's defending, and then I get to move the knight over here. Yeah, I think that's working. Okay, and let's continue with that. Okay, and you just moved back. So then you're maintaining that same threat, but the knight's on the side of the board. And now I could actually just... Yeah, and you know, this attack is reaching its end of life here, so now... Yeah, maybe not. So I think the bishop coming in, bishop takes, knight takes. Yeah, in the end of the day. Maybe putting pressure here. Pawn takes, knight takes, and now I'm defending here. But then I'm no longer, oh, never mind. Yeah. Yeah, knight and queen is defending, so I think I don't need to add in the bishop. That takes too much time. And I am threatening to close off the bishop, so I think black would probably want to trade here. Because then I could just close the center. Oh! Okay, that obviously does prevent this tactic here, but I think just starting the trade here, if you take with the knight, that'd be a huge mistake for black. Then I get the fork. Okay, and yeah, I think just the knight takes. So I want this rook to be active in a certain place. And you can offer a trade here, but I just win a pawn, I think. It does open up the semi-open e-file for black. Okay, and then that's just very passive. I think you can come out over here, but everything's defended. The only thing I might have to worry about is here. But even if the queen comes out, I mean, the bishop is defending. So let me just get the rook developed before I put the bishop here. Okay, here we go. Now this pawn is cannot weaken that square. Okay, if you take here, then there's a really bad pin against my queen. So I think worst case scenario, I can trade bishop for knight. And in a closed position, I think the knights are better anyway, so. Okay, first of all, yeah. Yeah, I think this will be better for me. Because now I'm going to attack the rook with the bishop, and I think the rook can come in to defend. It's probably, yeah. And then now I think I can just take the pawn back. No, I can trade first. Or I could trade, yeah, if I could trade, then the rook is kind of backwards. No, I think taking the pawn. I think it would have been somewhat even to trade, but okay, let me just. I don't want to be stuck defending that pawn. But if I can get the, yeah, okay, yeah. This pawn's a little bit stuck. And then you give me check. Not a real problem. I didn't have time to move my king out of that diagonal. Yeah, I didn't have time to move the king out of that diagonal. Okay, and so this rook. And let's just bring rook over here. Trade or offer a trade. Can you take? I can move the king forward. Defending that pawn. Yeah, knight comes in, attacks the bishop. That pawn doesn't need a defender, but I could move here. And the problem is that. But then I just move back. But then you get a pawn developed. Oh, but then the bishop just takes. So, I mean, you're eventually going to do that. But yeah, let's just do it. Oh, yeah. Okay. Oh, I didn't calculate that one. Okay, I'm gonna lose a piece. Fuck. Oh, fuck. Well, that's just a mistake. that's that's a mistake. Not a good move for white. Definitely not a good move for white. Definitely not. GG. Here we go. Oh, right. If I do tournament games, I have to do something. I have to take an extra step to do the game review. I have to go to like. I have to go to my archive. Okay. Okay, and then I open this up here. Okay. Chess is a matter of delicate judgment, knowing when to punch and when to dodge. That's... Doesn't show the quote all the way, all the time. E4 is a book move. Okay, this is the Vienna game opening. Bishop c5 develops the bishop towards the center, eyes the f2 square, and prepares to castle. This is the Vienna game opening. You've played this opening 176 times as white with a 40% win rate. That's not a bad win rate. It's actually a pretty damn good win rate. Anything close to 33%, 33.3333333333333333% is good. Either like slightly below it or slightly above it. But 40% is 7% higher, so this overlooks an opportunity to threaten. Why is it showing the I need to change the settings. It's different on desktop. There we go. Okay. Okay, so bishop takes f2 check. Bishop takes f2 check is a mistake. Oh, okay, it's for black. Yeah. How come it didn't? Queen e1 is an accuracy. You missed an opportunity to prepare a retreat. Yeah, the settings for game review are very different on desktop. You missed an opportunity to prepare a retreat square for the king. You permitted the opponent to threaten checkmate. I don't know why I didn't see that. Missed an opportunity to prepare a requite square. Okay, yeah. Just defending. Permits an opponent eventually win material. Yeah, I got. Oh, having a retreat square for my king. Just there we go. Yeah, attacking the knight also gives me a retreat square, and if the queen comes in, you're no longer able to attack target h2. Creates left for the king, providing an escape square. Yeah, and then it would continue into this. Overlooks an opportunity to threaten checkmate. Yeah, so yeah, coming in here for the attack. You ignore an opportunity to tactically win a pawn. Oh, if I attack here, knight takes, then I take the bishop. No? If I take here... Yeah, that's just a trade. Now black can't stop white from winning a bishop if they make the right moves. Okay, rook b8, attacking... Why not just take? Yeah, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, so take here. Okay, bishop e3. Oh, hey, what's up, QWERTY? How's it going, my friend? Just playing some rapid games and reviewing. I screwed this game up so bad. I screwed it up so bad. You'll see in a second. The only move that works, yeah, it's obviously any other move. Like it's just this bishop's undefended. Everything's just kind of nasty, so yeah, missed opportunity to win material through a tactic. There's a tactic here? Oh, I can win a pawn here, I think. So knight b5, attacking the queen. Maybe you want to attack c2 and also the rook, so maybe queen a2 here. And then I just... Queen a2. Well, then I can just push c4. And it defends it. And the only way to defend that pawn kind of puts the rook on a weird place. I don't know. Yeah, it wins material. Oh, okay, I guess queen a5, just attacking the knight. But what if you play queen a2? Because now you're attacking the rook. Oh, I guess you just move the knight here. And the queen gets attacked again. Want to play? Yeah, send me a challenge on chess.com. You want to play? Oh, oh, where was that challenge? Where'd it go? Where'd your challenge go? Yeah, but where did it go? It disappeared. Oh, there it is. Yeah, 10 minutes unrated. Let's go. All right, QWERTY. GG. I mean, GLH. I'm already resigning. Okay, here we go. Opening up the bishop. I'm just gonna take the center here. E5. StarCraft level. I could probably just develop and then prepare the pawn. Okay, now knight's defending. Pawn takes, knight takes, knight takes, queen takes. And then you can play c4. I think playing the bishop. Preparing to castle. Wait. There. It's probably better. Okay, well that exposes the king. I'm just gonna play the knight. I do need a castle. Oh, I got breakfast. I need to actually eat. That's probably a good idea. You probably won't play too well at chess if you don't eat. This is oatmeal with peanut butter and collagen powder with some stevia and cinnamon. Super good for diabetes management. Okay, castling works. If there's one thing I know really, 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 really well, it's how to manage diabetes good enough so that you can have a surgery that a doctor would otherwise say, you know what, this is a really monumental surgery and it's a month-long plus recovery. Like, I need your diabetes to be, you need to be in the best shape of your goddamn life. And I did it. So I'm a perfect expert on how to manage diabetes. Besides maybe a nutritionist and a doctor or a doctor. Not all doctors, because not all doctors specialize in that kind of stuff. Like my surgeon, it had been a long time since he had to have an endocrinologist expert or whatever during my surgery to monitor my blood sugar stuff. Hey Trav. Oh, it's Trav. How you doing? I'm just playing against QWERTY. Was playing tournament, but playing against viewers is usually top priority. I like playing against viewers. We get to like build our community together. Yeah, I think just taking the knight. I mean the bishop with the knight. Queen probably comes in. This knight's on the side of the board. It's defending the bishop, but it doesn't really have any scope. Because it's a short range piece. I could actually like threaten to double up here. But I need to develop this pawn first. You love chess? I love chess too. And I'm ranked #1 in my division right now. I'm going to be promoted to legendary. Let's go. Okay, let's play h6. Kicking the bishop. If you trade, queen takes. Okay, and there is some defense there. And getting out of the pin. Threatening this pawn. Oh, bullet chess? Yeah, I'm not doing that anymore. I used to play all the time, but I'm not good enough. I need to get stronger. What is this, in and out? I mean, what is this, Inside Out 2? I'm not good enough. I just watched it last night. No, sorry, no spoilers for peoples. In and out. Really? Okay, let me just play here for long-term escape squares for the bishop. Honestly, if I'm gonna be real, I'm totally like Riley. My whole life I felt like I'm not good enough. Like, in order to have friends, that I need to be like stronger, I need to be better, I need to like impress people. A lot of people are like that, I think, because you get like pressured like in school a lot to make people like you, but it's just like people who really care about you don't need to be impressed. I'm sorry, I'm just tearing up. It's such a really like kind of it's too real for me. Like, that movie was like really like Inside Out, I cried a lot, but Inside Out 2, I really related to that a lot. Because I was always trying to like be the class clown, because I was like, well, people don't like me. Maybe if I make them laugh. And then I couldn't make them laugh, and I felt like a failure because of it. Because I'm like, well, I'm not that funny. People are like, you're not funny. You're not funny. Nobody likes you. And I'm like, well, I need to be funnier then. I need to get, and then I felt inferior because I couldn't be what they wanted me to be. And I don't even know if maybe I really was funny. My close friends really thought I was funny. We always like laughed and had a good time, and this just sucks. for me. God damn it. Cannot believe I overlooked this. Like, this is what I'm talking about. Like, I have like a lot of drive. I have like a lot of like this like elusive idea of potential. But then it's like I always seem to underdeliver. And it's frustrating me because it makes me feel like a failure. Because I'm like, well, every other people are funnier than me. Other people are like better, like more talented than me. And I'm like, how can somebody who works so hard at trying to be talented constantly not be talented? And it's like, it makes me feel like I'm just worthless. Because it's like, if I study so hard and I still make the same mistakes over and over and over, like with social, like social, it's like I'm autistic and I want to overcome those problems, right? Like I've studied so hard on how to be like a likable person, how to be a part of the group, how to be a team player. And like I'm doing really well nowadays, but it's still like so much. And it's like you spend so much time trying to be good at something and not being good enough. And it makes you feel like you're a failure. Sorry, I'm just getting a little emotional. But I mean, good news is like I started taking theater classes, and now I'm like becoming like like organically like becoming a part of a greater community. And like I'm gonna be later today, I'm going over to work as a production assistant for people making a short film, for a film festival. Like that's a big deal for me. I feel really overwhelmed about it. I agreed to a lot and I don't really know how much, what it's going to be, but the alternative would have been to say no. Um the alternative would be to do the same thing I've always been doing, which is to avoid pressure and avoid work. But I instead said, you know what? You guys need a production assistant like last minute because someone canceled. I can do that. I can, I can't promise. I've never done anything like this before. Well, I have, but, don't do that again. But I was like, I don't really know what to do, and they said they'll coach me when I'm there. I'm really good at being coached. Like, if nothing else, I know how to say, you know what, I may not know how to do this, or I may not know how to do it very well, but I will do the best I can to follow directions and to receive feedback and to do better. I can't promise that I'm going to be perfect. I can't promise that I'm going to be like, the best possible option, but I can promise that I'm going to show up and I'm going to give it 100%. I can't just do this because the queen's going to come in. So I have to do this first. And I don't know, maybe that's enough, right? Like maybe that's enough, is just being good enough. But then when you start feeling like your version of good enough isn't good enough, that's when the problem starts. Because it's like other people might accept me. Okay, so this is really crucial here. I think I just need to take the... Oh, there goes my rook. But I don't want to get checkmated. Not really much I can do here. Yeah, you can just pull me away from the bishop or checkmate me, yeah. Okay, let's do a game review. Yeah, this is generally not what you want to do though. You want to control be stronger and control the center. This is the king's pawn opening. I've played it 163 times as black with a 41% win rate, which is a really good win rate. Blunder was unfortunate, yeah. Don't trade your d5 knight. I mean, the d5 knight. Don't trade the d4 horsey. Yeah, it was a bad bishop. Bad bishop. Bad bishop. Yeah, you lost your advantage. Now the position is balanced. Yeah, so this is like a really strong knight. Like really strongly positioned, especially since there's like potential like reveal check. Like after castles, there's a reveal check. And I could like win a rook. So that, you know, prevents white from castling kingside as long as this bishop and knight are here. Yeah, c6 to prepare d5. I mean, because I was like wanting to prepare d5 for a while. The knight and the queen are not enough. I mean, even h6 would probably be okay. But I think, yeah, c6 goes with my plan. Alternative would be like a passive move, like getting out of the pin. But then that'll get rid of my pawn structure. So, I mean, really passive would be just go back. But this follows suit with the most likely plan, and it's best. Another alternative, probably h6. Bishop h4. h6 is best? How can both be best? How can both be best? Both are best. Both are best. Wow. Okay. I really do think the mobile version of the game review was better, which is weird, right? Yeah, c6 avoids the d5. Yeah, because knight d5, yeah, attacking the pinned piece. But h6 at least keeps the pressure of this. I mean for white, but I would still be able to play c6 after bishop h4 c6. I mean, you probably might even just, at that point, you might come back here to so you can castle and then play king h1. Why is it taking so long to analyze? I don't know why it doesn't act just like the mobile game review. The mobile game review was like super awesome. Bishop d2, yeah, bishop d2. Actually, but that's neither here nor there. Yeah, so c6. Yeah, prepare a retreat square for the king. Yeah, that's h6. This ignores an opportunity to force doubling of castle pawns. Wait, what? Yeah, queen f1. It defends the pawn. But oh, yeah, queen. What? Queen F1. Okay. First of all, why is it not? What is going on? Why is it not going through my inaccuracy? Where are the settings? Just a second. How do I go to my, where's my settings? Oh, here it is. All settings. Is it going to be under analysis? Computer? No. How do I change the settings for game review? What the hell? Where's the settings for game review? Is that beta features? I can sign up for beta. Yeah, this is messed up. Review as both. Shift D to see all available hotkeys. I don't know. I think we're stuck. C6 also. Oh, okay, yeah. Wait. Yeah, I think just still C6 at that point. Opportunity to force doubling. Yeah, you can just take the knight here. Forces the opponent to double castle pawns. And now... Yeah, here we go. White had an advantage. Now it's close to equal. That move makes my position worse. I can just take the... No, I can't take the pawn. Just take this pawn. Weakens the pawn structure, yeah. Move the bishop here. Oh, I think... Okay, well... C6 yet again. C6 seems to be the GOAT of this game that needed to be played and never was. Yeah, that knight d5. Yeah, you're gonna fork. Oh, gives away a free queen, obviously. Win a queen through a fork? Oh, yeah. Where's a good square? Here? Better way to defend the pawn? I guess just going back. Yeah, and then it's just losing for me here, no matter what, pretty much. Unless you just throw a queen in for capture. Well, GG. Yeah, let me get back to the tournament. Text, sorry. Yeah, I think this is usual, right? Give me an escape square. Yeah, just take here. Probably should have castled. Oh, you're gonna get this pawn though, so this is kind of, I could sack a bishop for no reason. Oh. Well then the king can't castle and it's really exposed. I maintain pressure, rook takes. And because if this happens, I can then castle. Let's do it. And if you just move away, okay. Really exposed king. I think attacking the knight, developing the bishop. Connecting the rooks. Well, first place c4. I mean c3. Attacking b4. Okay, pressure on f2. I can get my central pawns back. Let's put the rook here. See if black changes the pawn structure. And I can start pushing. Knight comes in, pawn takes, and I'm threatening attack here. Okay, let's just go here. Okay. Could push here, preparing for here, but if you take, then I have to take this way. Then the rook can have another open, semi-open file. Let's do it. Might just trade. Probably for the best here. Take here. And being able to get my rook up on the 7th rank. Okay. Yeah, either way, this is going to be undefended. If we go here. I'd rather keep the central pawn. I get to check. Oh, yeah, there goes all my pawns. You're just gonna push. Pawns pinned. My king can't get in. Get out, I mean. Yeah, this is no good. Holding on to that pawn. uh, Using every piece. You don't have to worry about stalemate. I have 2 pawns and a rook. GG. Now let us review. How come there's no quick button to do review? On tournaments. If you don't play well, it's important to concentrate on the now. Now!
Middle game tactics are how most games are decided.
Whoa!
Let's review so you can come out ahead next time.
I didn't know she talked.
Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light squared bishop and queen, often leading to sharp games. Out comes the bishop and into the battle. This overlooks an opportunity to castle kingside. This allows the opponent to force the loss of castling rights. Castling gets the king out of the center of the board, while also developing a rook. This misses an opportunity to capture a free pawn. After all captures, this is an equal trade. This move choice loses a bishop.
Yeah, so
This moves the queen to safety.
yeah. I made the wrong choice.
That pawn was free for the taking.
At least I played well
That
after.
was a free pawn.
At least I played well in the rest of the game. An inaccuracy there, but it doesn't really matter.
This ignores an opportunity to play checkmate.
What? It broke.
This ignores an opportunity to play checkmate. And the game is over.
Wow. That's kind of cool as she talks. Okay, next arena game. Okay, Ale, what ails you? What ails you, Ale? 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 What ails you, Ale? What ails you? What ails you? Make a move. Okay. I'm just going with e5. I usually play c5. Okay, just regular development. Okay, 4 knights. This gives up an opportunity to not be a dumbass. Let's develop a knight. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I can play very aggressively, or I can play more balanced. Let's play more balanced. Although I think usually you want to play bishop b4 here. Okay, this takes away a pawn. Creating imbalances. I do get to make a nice threat here, but queen defends. So that's not good. Not yet. Not yet. Oh, wait. Yeah, because if you defend here, yeah, then I can no longer... Wait, that's not... Slow your horses. Literally. I think just castling. I think just keeping the pawn chain, probably. Okay, castles. Rook's really active. Doubled up pawns. If only queen were right here. Then I could go here. Pushing this pawn. Then obviously, but if push pawn takes, then I can go back. Yeah, make the threat. Queen has to defend. I mean, or the rook could move. I think queen d2 is stronger than queen c1. Oh, you could... I missed that one. You can defend. The real reason I did that was to push the pawn. I might have to go... Oh no, I could trade and then get the queen up here. No music so I can focus more, at least. Streaming while playing is always going to be less focused than just playing on my own, but I think it's a good trade-off because I get to spend time, working through my ideas out loud, which would be a little bit weird to do without the stream on. And also, it gives me a chance to hang out with my community, like Antaniverse and Trav and QWERTY. Okay. And I could do something like this. Pawn takes, knight takes, and then it's undefended, so you can't. So I could just push here, because if you take, it does pull away. If you don't take, then I'm going to be threatening and then trade, and then I will have doubled up pawns, but the rook. Or I could try to trade off, but that takes 2 turns. Yeah, let's just be direct. Yeah, because now I can at least trade. Okay, and then in that case, take. Some ideas on the e-file, but I think it's better for white. In that case, just trade. Oh, right, I would no longer have doubled up pawns because of the... Okay, and then just this gives me some plans. Because this pawn isn't attacked just yet. But I would be down a pawn. So maybe make a threat here first. Okay, that gets rid of that. So let me just attack the knight. And if I trade, the bishop will take. And then my queen, the pawn is undefended. So I have to move the queen out. If I do that, pawn attacks. Also defending against the knight coming out. Preparing to double up on the file. Because the queen is ahead of... If the rook were to be able to get there, then that would be very bad. Okay, just take. I think bishop takes. Oh, queen takes. And you can attack the pawn. Okay, double up. Yeah, I think just offering the trade. Then the bishop's stuck defending e4. So if I could get my knight here. Oh, okay. That pawn's goodbye. 3 turns. I do not want to open up this file, so this would be bad. I could start bringing my king out first. Bring my knight over to the king side. If you push, I push. Knight's defending. Want to keep this closed because I have a knight against a bishop. Now here's the thing. You come out to attack the rook, I need an escape square. So I can't do that. Could just go out here so I can come back. White's going to be trying to open up a file here. This is the only open file, the king's on it, so I'd have to move in. Or move towards the center. And then try to make some progress. In that case, keep it closed. Knight stuck. Bishop moves, I can offer trade and then have a pass pawn. Okay, threatening. Okay, start moving towards the queenside pawns. Got 354 against 225. I might flag my opponent. Yeah, in this case, bishop will just come in. May as well just go on a dark square here. And then if rook comes in, I have a defender to get a pawn back, to not lose a pawn. I'm already down a pawn. Okay. Have to retreat. I can't. I only have one move. God damn it. This loses. GG. Or you can just bring the rook in. Oh no. I can start attacking queenside pawns. Put my pawns in the light squares. Okay. I need to keep a pawn here, so I'm going to allow that trade. Or you're just going to close it. Either case, the bishop can't come here behind the pawns. Need to just make a waiting move and start advancing pawns. Oh, never mind. The bishop can take. Ugh, I'm stupid. Okay. Now it's just a matter of checkmating me in time. Three turns against four. Oh. Okay. Um. Oh, goddamn, the bishop. Ugh. Forgot about the bishop. Can't move in towards the rook. Want to play 10-0? Yeah. Ooh, I won on time. Well, I may have lost the game. Let's just go over this game really quick, and then I'll play a 10-0 against you. Okay, let me go back to my archive. Do a game review. Chess is the gymnasium of the mind.
Good job using the clock as a weapon.
Good job using the clock as a weapon and keeping the pressure on your opponent.
Opening with the king's pawn controls the center and opens up the light-squared bishop and queen, often leading to sharp games. Knight f6 develops the knight, attacks the e4 pawn, and controls the d5 square. This ignores an opportunity to offer an equal trade of pieces.
Yeah, I was just thinking. Right here.
This offers to exchange pieces of equal value. This is the only good move. After all captures, this is an equal trade. You are keeping the balance, but that move makes your position worse.
I think just pushing.
This leaves a pawn without defenders.
Oh, right, because I can't just check.
You are
That's
keeping
what
the
I did.
balance, but that move makes your position worse. This is a fair move.
Best is 97.
This is the only move that works. This is an equal trade. That pawn was free for the taking. This wins material. This wins a knight. That knight was free for the taking. Right on target.
I mean, everything was
You
just
missed an
shuffling around.
opportunity to tactically win a bishop.
What?
This wins a bishop.
I guess you wouldn't want to go for the perpetual because you're winning. Yeah, you're already winning. You don't need to go for a perpetual.
You missed an opportunity to tactically win a bishop. This wins a bishop.
Ah, I screwed it up.
You missed an opportunity to tactically win a bishop. This wins a bishop.
Now it's like glitched out. Oh, there we go. Oh, now it's going over from the
Knight
beginning.
f6 develops the knight, attacks the e4 pawn, and controls the... This ignores an opportunity. This offers to exchange pieces. This is the...
Okay, shut up. Yeah, I still think the mobile version of the game review is so much better. Yeah, that was a little tough. I really miscalculated on a lot of the stuff there. Oh, I won. That's why it was I forgot I won on time. Yeah. But I was still doing it was mate in 13. This was GG. Anyway, you want to play Gaurav Deshpanda? Gowron? Chancellor or what is it? High Commander Gowron, what is it? Gowron's title. Chancellor Gowron, yeah. Son of Morel. Okay. Alright, let's play Gowron. Let's play Gowron. Those who know, know. Oh, you're gonna play e6. French defense. Well, let's go. I'm gonna play this way. To reposition on the king side. Pretty sure. Develop knight. Is there a need to do the bishop before? Yeah, that's possibly. I could just put the knight over here too. And then prepare for f4 push. Bishop's on the diagonal. This does prepare a nice, there's a weak square here on d6. So yeah, I think getting the knight developed on the third rank rather than the second rank. Threatening to trade. And if I move it, it's pinned because of the pawn. Or it's skewered to the pawn. So I got a castle because the queen at least is defending. And then now I can push here if I need to. Gowron, Chancellor Gowron. Kapla. The Klingon Empire. That's a sexual assault. I mean, that's a sexual... that's sexual harassment. That's how Klingons mate or show interest in mating. Klingons, where a punch in the face is the same as a handshake. Klingons, the fresh maker. Wait. I think opening up the queen for development on the queen side. And also defending the pawn. Come, stay a while. And listen. Okay. I think pushing h4 is probably prudent. If I take, and I win a pawn, and king's open, so... Okay, pawn's defended, so I don't have to worry so much. Offer queen trade, rook takes file. Okay, I think so. Nothing else can take. Bishop's undefended for now. The queen can come in. No weak. Well, I guess I can. And I think I would need to recapture with this rook rather than that rook. I think this rook needs to stay here for this pawn. Dark sword bishop still on the board, so I might have to play king h1 at some point. Bishop takes, pawn takes. Pontificate. And then I want to prevent a pawn chain weakening my dark squared bishop. I could also come in and counterattack here to win a pawn. If you take the knight, I open up my rook. Let's see. Queen g4. Might just play g5 or g6. If g6, bishop takes pawn. g5, h takes g5. Bishop takes g5, bishop takes g5. Queen takes g5, queen takes queen. So, I think so. Now, is there anything that... If I play here, well then, yeah, then that's attacking the queen. So I just take with the pawn. Okay. King's not under danger. The danger zone! But now I don't have that attack anymore. I have doubled up pawns. What was I thinking? Defending the bishop again. Attacking the bishop. Yeah, I lost a pawn there. I don't know what I was thinking. I didn't calculate that for some reason. Maybe because I thought the pawn was still on h2. I was hallucinating. I thought the pawn was still on h2 this whole time. Yikes. Okay, well I can threaten checkmate. Because now if you take the rook, it's checkmate. I think that works. So you have to push the knight, and then I get check. Bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes, queen can't take pawn because of the rook. Pawn's no longer defending. F6. Or he plays something else. Just play a waiting move. Move me a little bit more away from the board. Yeah, and the thing about silence is it does kind of create more of a chess atmosphere, and if people want to play their own music, they can. But and also like generally if I'm playing like Blitz or Bullet, then I, usually like I think music matches those vibes, but if I'm playing like more focused, then I think yeah, attacking my pawns from behind. Attacking all my pawns. I think this pawn would be best. Because then you're attacking the rook twice. Oh, no, you're not. Save the rook. After this game, I gotta get going. I gotta rest up. Like I said, I have that production assistant job I gotta do. I'm gonna be working on a film for a film festival as a production assistant, and more than that, I think like it makes a good impression on some on the people I'm working with. Because I have like this fear of being not good enough, but I'm like more than good enough. I'm fine. And I need to stop accusing myself of being not good enough. I guess, the world really makes you feel like you're not good enough. Like the world makes you feel like what you do is wrong and that like other people have power over you. But they're just as I have just as much right as anybody else to be here on this planet. And I'm no better or worse than like most people. I mean, in certain aspects, obviously, some people are more qualified or more skilled. But it's as far as like being a human being, right? Like, I'm down a lot of material. This is not going to work out for me. I think I can double up rooks, potentially attacking the bishop. And then I have like nothing. Well said. Yeah, I mean, it's just like the world. People who get into positions of power use that position to make you feel inferior, because if you fight back against them, they'll take away your job or they'll take away your social status. And like for, like in high school, if you say or do the wrong thing, you get ostracized. And when you get ostracized, people stop associating with you. And when people stop associating with you, it makes you feel like you're a failure. It makes you feel like you're not good enough. And that's what happened to me. Even though I think a lot of the times people were just envious. Because I just exist. I don't do things, I'm autistic. I didn't know at the time, but autistic people don't do things for political reasons, really. Like, we don't do things because, oh, well, if I act this way, I'm going to get something out of it. No, the thing that we get out of it is connection with other people. And I think like the more people, and I think more people should act like autistic. More people should learn from us. Like, we're not wrong. Like, we're not the ones who are the problem. Like, autistic people love deeply and care deeply. And that's not something to be ashamed of. But the world tries to crush you for having that. It's like, well, I can take advantage of you because you're going to be easy to manipulate because you're a people pleaser. And it's not that I'm a people pleaser. It's that I don't do things for ulterior motives. Because I don't really know how. That's really it. It's not because I'm like holier than thou or anything. Yeah, others will do what's in their best interest always. But, it's not because I'm like, virtue signaling or anything like that. The reason is because I'm just not capable of it. When I try to manipulate people, it's obvious. It just looks like a really, it's like a thinly veiled attempt at manipulation. And it just makes me look like an asshole. And I don't want to be an asshole, but like also you don't want to look like an asshole because then you don't win the political game either. And it becomes this huge game of cat and mouse that you have to play with people. And like, it's just so exhausting. I don't think autistic people are programmed to do that. And yet the world punishes you if you can't. So it's like a lose-lose situation. And I don't know how to fight that game. I don't know how to play that game or fight that battle. And that's what's really frustrating me. But I think I'm doing the right thing by working with the community. Oh shit. Because like I'm a part of something bigger than myself. That I'm going to be this production assistant for a short film. Like, people are counting on me. God damn it. Yeah, this is just going to get worse and worse for me. But of course, in the end, I know that I'm doing the right thing. That I'm a good person. Right? Like, and karma has a way of catching up to you either direction. right? So if I just manipulated people for selfish gain my whole life, eventually that your actions catch up with you, not because of some kind of karma in the literal sense. That like eventually if you do bad things, you're more likely to have bad things happen to you. And that's not because of some kind of cosmic justice or anything like that. It just literally is. Like if you fuck around, you're going to find out. And I never would want to live that way. Like it's for selfish reasons too. It's like it's not in my best interest to put myself in scenarios where bad things are likely to happen to me just for some temporary gain. So if you really think about it, it's selfish to be selfless. Or I guess rather not selfless, it's selfish to be self-serving. I mean, to not be self-serving. Oh. But then there's a check. Oh, I can't go there. Yeah, sorry, I just like, it's getting a little emotional. This is what happens when I watch a Pixar movie. Because I was watching Inside Out 2. And hey Parker, and I really related to it. Like really related to it. Like it's like 1-to-1 like what my experience was like in school. Not 1-to-1. I wasn't a hockey player. And I was assigned male at birth, so you know, I had a different upbringing. But now I'm all done with all my surgeries. I'm like just trying to figure out who I am now. It's really rough. Cause it's like, yeah, I had this like huge win, but like now there's like the real, that was almost like a side quest, as big as that was. It was like the biggest fucking side quest, and I got some huge legendaries for it. Like permanent armor. Like, like permanent avatar change, right? I mean, it was a one-time character model gender change or sex change. So you know, that's a pretty legendary piece of armor right there. No one can ever take that away from me. But then it's like, okay, well now here's the main storyline quest that you were basically ignoring for the past 5 years. It's still here. It didn't go away just because you had this big legendary quest. That's awesome that you did the legendary quest, but that was like DLC, right? Like that was DLC. Okay, let's do a game review. Okay, yeah, this was bad. It ended up hurting me in the long run. I probably could have just developed my rook. What was the best move? Oh, just moving the queen up. There's only one good move here. I'm just trading. Wait, how come it skipped my miss? This is the problem. Like, on mobile, it works really well, but how come it skipped my missed move? Missed a chance to punish your opponent's error. What was the error was here? You could have traded, but then I missed a chance. You permitted the opponent to force isolated double pawns. I think just taking the knight. Threaten checkmate? That's the move I did. Leaves a pawn without defenders. Oh. Yeah, how do I defend the bishop and the pawn? What? Oh. No? Maybe just sacrificing the bishop? That's good, but what's the best move here? It's a bishop move. Just putting in front of the queen. Permitting opponent to eventually win material. Wait. I'm losing a rook? Wait. Okay. Ignores an opportunity to threaten checkmate. What? How's this? This move threatens checkmate? Rook takes. Bishop takes. Pinning it. Oh, queen takes. Okay. Defend a pawn that was under attack. Yeah, all three of these pawns were under attack, buddy. Check. Pawn takes, bishop takes, rook takes. Oh, bishop can't take. What? Defend a pawn that exhausts capture. Yeah, great game. You want to play again? Oh yeah, I gotta go. Well, not exactly, but I'd like to get some rest before I go to that gig I was telling you about. I think things are gonna be okay, and the more that I reach out to community outside of the internet, I think I'm doing something right. Obviously, the internet is never going to care about me. I mean, I'm sure that people do, and I'm sure that you do, but I actually don't know that. It's more like a pen pal situation. Like, it's parasocial, and that's how it should be. Like, not parasocial in like the way people talk about it usually, but it's like parasailing. Like, like it's not ever going to be the same as real community and like real people in your life. And the fact that I'm getting into like theater and like the theater and acting and filming and like I want to be a model, I should probably be friends with like photographers, right? Like let's be real. And this person I got the gig from knows photographers and was encouraging me to build my modeling portfolio. You know, like saying like, yeah, you want to be a model? Like, and I'm like, yeah, but my photos suck. And they're like, oh, you know, like I can get you connected with like, I know plenty of photographers. And I'm like, oh, I just need to defend a pawn. What? Okay, I think just offering a trade. Oh, obviously. Queen's gonna be captured. But why not here? This defends all the pawns. There's a better way? Okay, that defends that pawn, but what about this one? But it keeps the pressure. Oh, I need that because otherwise I lose a rook, obviously. And I need this pawn because the pawn's defending the rook. So if you're able to get out of this, if this pawn was gone, this rook would have to move. And it's just pretty over from here. Yeah, I just have to have trust. Exactly. Like, it feels hopeless because it's like, I'm going to be working with a job coach pretty soon. And I have lots of different opportunities, I think, ahead of me. Because obviously, I can't just do one thing. And I would love, I mean, maybe, who knows? Maybe I could become the next Amaranth. And then I would have Amaranth money and I could buy gas stations. But most likely, I don't think I'm going to be Amaranth. I don't want to limit myself, but most likely I need to do other things too. And I want to, and you shouldn't want to do one thing. That's so much pressure. I need to have multiple things going on so that if one thing doesn't work so well for a temporary amount of time, I could have other things making up the difference. And I have a lot of employable job skills, I think. Because I'm autistic and I don't really know how to play that social game. And the thing is I can, technically, but not all the time. Because sometimes I make huge mistakes, just like in chess, right? And once you make a huge mistake, it's GG. Like, no amount of making best moves is going to matter if I've already lost the game. That's kind of how it works in real life for me, is that I might be able to play the game, but then I make one huge mistake with social maneuvering and it's over. And I can't just, it's like, have you ever, like, a good comparison, not like a super good comparison, but I think one that, like, is somewhere in the ballpark, is this, like, you have a crush and then you text them and you say to him or her, you're like, hey, like, I'm interested, and they're like, let's just be friends. Like, it's over. No amount of trying harder is going to change that, right? And so it's not a matter of trying harder at that point. It's not a good comparison because that's not really like a one-to-one kind of comparison, because it's like, with relationships, it's not about me. I mean, it is, if it's, I guess you could say it's like relationships, like work relationships or whatever. But that's kind of like you shoot your shot and either you're connected or you're not. And you wouldn't want it to be connected if somebody else didn't feel the same way. Because then it's just forced. But the thing is like, it's hard to know which situations I need to step away from when my brain does not calculate that way. Like, it's one thing to be like, I can get the same results, but if your brain is calculated to work a certain way and you force yourself to experience excruciating pain on a regular basis just to make that to work, it's like, at what point are you're destroying yourself? And that's what it's like being an autistic person. Because it's like, you put all of your energy into trying to play that game. And you're exhausted at the end of it, and then you can't handle anything. And you end up using all your sick days. You end up losing your job because you can't go to work anymore. Because you used up all your energy on things that most people don't have to think about. And it's frustrating because then people are like, oh, but other autistic people are to do it. Oh, you just need to work harder. And it's like, well, yeah, everybody has to work hard and make things work for themselves. But this thing destroys me. Like, and it gets me to the point of like having psychological collapse on a pretty much regular basis. That's not sustainable. And so I need to find something that like it's going to scale better. And I know nothing's ever going to be easy, but I feel like things that I have a skill set in are like performance arts. And like, I think that I could really get into modeling. I really do think that it can work out. Hey, Matt. Because it's like, yeah, like working with this job coach, I might be able to have more advocacy, because without somebody who has the weight of an organization behind them to advocate for me, to like make sure that like I'm only getting it, to make sure that I get interviews, first of all. I don't know exactly how this person can help, but the fact that I'm having a professional who's backed by an agency that is like connected with advocacy for like autistic individuals and individuals with developmental disorders, this person can speak for me and vouch for me and get me opportunities that I would not normally have. And then once I'm there, I can prove that I'm a valuable member of the team. And then it gets you off on the right foot, rather than like struggling just to prove to people that you have a good first impression. And if you don't have a good first impression, some people will just never give you a chance whatsoever. Because what happens is they're like, oh, well, this person clearly doesn't know what they're doing. I'm going to hire somebody that knows what they're doing. But it's like, if you just give me the opportunity and give me the coaching, I would prove that I'm actually really valuable. But these people don't want to take that risk. And I understand why, because they're in a position where they're managing a business, and they have to take risks, and they don't want to take that risk because they might lose a lot of money trying to coach me. And they don't know if I'm capable, because their assessment based on their first impression, it might be wrong. But in their mind, it's calculated to be right. And they're making the best decision with the information they have. And if I'm not able to give that information to them at the beginning, then it's GG. Because that person's going to be like, well, I'm not going to hire you. I'm going to hire this other person who meets all my qualifications. And that person might be absolute garbage. But this person is making a risk assessment. Like, do I hire this person who's autistic, who has all these special needs, who might have like a meltdown at work, and it's like, if I have the right coaching and the right assistance, I'm probably going to outperform every single employee that you have. Because I always try to do better. I always try to do my best. I work well with coaches. I don't like make excuses. I say, what could I have done better? What do I need to get better? What information do I need? What resources do I need? Who do I need to help? What classes do I need to take? Do I need to take extra training? Like, I'm that kind of person. And it's not even because I'm autistic. That's just who I am. But they need to give me a chance, because if they don't give me a chance, I'm not going to be able to go through that ladder that I need to go through, because it takes time to develop that. But when you go into a job interview, you have to prove that right there. And I don't know how to do that yet. And I know I can eventually. I'm having this job coach, and I don't know what, and the job coach is also going to help me like manage my like modeling stuff too. Having people in my corner, even if they can't help me directly, it all helps. Because I might be able to get a job at like some, regular job while I'm building my modeling portfolio and getting connections with like modeling and acting and all that kind of stuff. Because I have a lot of work to do on that, like a lot of work. But the thing is the thing that I'm building is not my portfolio. That can come with time. I'm building me. Making sure my diet is good. Making sure I'm exercising on the regular. Like making sure that I have the right mindset, that I am training myself. That because like you can't fix I can't expect other people to fix broken things about me. I need to fix those things. And the other stuff can come with that. Like building a better portfolio, getting a good photographer can fix that. Like that's not something that like I need to, if I can focus on me, take care of my health, and make sure that I'm always ready to learn, always ready for action. Make sure that if I get an opportunity, I can take it right away and not hesitate. That's the thing that I need to focus on. And it's so easy to forget that because life will crush you. And it tells you that everything that you're doing is wrong. Everything you know is wrong because the evidence that we're giving you is crushing you. But I have to look outside of that because eventually these other things can get fixed with the right resources. And meanwhile, if I focus on building myself up here, then once all these things are fixed, then I could bring those things way up here. Because normally, if I only focused on getting these things fixed, but I'm still down here, well, then it's going to be a slow, gradual climb together with it. But if I focus on building myself up here, then as soon as those things get fixed, like getting connected with photographers, potentially finding like an agent of some sort, like getting all this stuff together, all the stuff that has nothing to do with me, the stuff that just gives you opportunities. Once I can get all those opportunities available, then I can just pick and choose and then attack it and then like absolutely crush. Because I know what I'm doing. And I don't know if that's like really going to be how it ends up, but that's pretty much how I feel about it. Anyway, I got to get going because I got that gig I was telling you about. So make sure to check me out tomorrow. I do believe I have an appointment at some point. Yeah, tomorrow at 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. or so. Pacific time. So same time tomorrow, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.